Donald Trump is super focused on not having to deal with debt ceiling fights and conflicts and deal making and all of that stuff. And so as the fight to fund the government is going on, he's just trying to lock that part of it down. But not every Republican is on board. Some of them have, I guess, for them, a form of principle, I guess. And one of those is Chip Roy, who Donald Trump has entered into a particularly personal sort of petty feud with, such that Chip Roy had a reporter following him to read him one of Donald Trump's Truth Social bleats about Chip Roy. Take a look.
Trump is saying you're getting in the way of a Republican victory for cheap publicity. What's your reaction to that?
I haven't been able to read. All we're doing is trying to talk about how to get a deal done so we can actually cut spending.
Do you plan to talk to him to smooth things over?
I don't even know what we're talking about. I got to look at whatever was put out there. But
You
I
said
know
weak and ineffective people like Chip have been dismissed as utterly unknowledgeable as to the ways of politics and as to making America great again. Put America first and go for victory.
We're working right now on how to actually cut spending, which is what the voters sent me to Washington to do. So that's what we're working on.
Okay, so I liked a few things there. So Chip Roy, if he actually believes what he's saying, I don't necessarily agree with his priorities, but he has interpreted from his constituents that that's what they want him to do. And he knows that Donald Trump is doing a bunch of mealy-mouthed, dishonest BS, like where he's pretending that the goal is one thing when it's not. He just doesn't want to have to go through this process again. And if that means a bunch more spending, even though he keeps saying this is about cutting spending, then that is inconsistent. So Chip Roy appears there to be being consistent. I also appreciate that the reporter brought the tweets. People need to start doing that more, because you know that Chip Roy would have just said he wasn't familiar with it unless you read it to him. That way you get an actual response. Let that be the standard from here on out. But anyway, let's go to an update on the back and forth between them. So Elizabeth Warren has now stepped in, obviously at a different level of this fight. She's not in the House, she's not voting on this, but she says, I agree with President-elect Trump that Congress should terminate the debt limit and never again govern by hostage taking. To be clear, that is not what Donald Trump has said. He said until perhaps 2029 when he won't have to deal with it anymore, and then he'll stick it with whoever the Democratic president at that point is. But Chip Roy says, I disagree. This seems to be the fundamental stopping point, that he does not want to permanently get rid of this fight. I'm much more in the camp of Elizabeth Warren. This seems utterly stupid. This is no way to run an advanced democracy. But anyway, here's what Chip Roy had to say about the deal that Trump wanted. It's embarrassing, it's shameful to take this bill yesterday and congratulate yourself because it's shorter in pages, but it increases the debt by 5 trillion as asinine. I am absolutely sickened by a party that campaigns on fiscal responsibility. This side of the aisle is unserious about actually reducing deficits, and he's not wrong. And so now he gets attacked even more by Trump saying Chip Roy is just another ambitious guy with no talent. By the way, how is Bob Good doing? Referencing someone he'd previously fought with before and then primaried. I hope some talented challengers are getting ready in the great state of Texas to go after Chip in the primary. He won't have a chance. And so, look, you being willing to fight with your party, I think is a good thing. The Democrats don't do nearly enough of it. But also, I don't know, they really do have a stranglehold in this party, Brett, that like him and Elon Musk can fund challengers against everyone who disagrees with them on literally anything. It's, I don't know, it's strong, I suppose, but it also doesn't seem healthy fundamentally. What do you think?
I mean, this is the sad, like, no eyes on prize, fight every battle thing that Donald Trump has. Like he has no long-term vision or goal for America. He's a marketer. He's not a CEO. That's the problem with Donald Trump. Like he just is trying to stay in the news. He applies and like fundamentally the big role and power of the presidency is the bully pulpit. And you got a bully in the White House coming up, and he's good at that. And I think a lot of people wish that Democratic leaders would be that forceful, right? Another thing Democrats should be happy about, an argument to eliminate this fictional debt ceiling thing. Another thing I just like seeing chaos in these two guys fighting each other. I love my enemies punching each other in the face. I don't have to do anything but watch and laugh. The danger for Democrats is that they have Like our budget deals are so big that in voting for something, you're technically voting against a million other things, and you're voting for a million things. And so the key of a marketer like Trump and theoretically Democratic Party leadership is to set the message as to what we're actually voting for and what we're actually voting against. Democrats can find common cause with Trump right now in saying, like, we want to eliminate the debt ceiling thing. And then Trump's going to say, why did the Democrats all vote against it if this debt ceiling elimination is such a good idea? Well, the answer is like, because you're cutting like government research for cancer, and your job, your goal, your stated goal is to unleash Elon Musk so he can, quote, cut spending, but probably, as we all know, just find a way for he himself to make money off it. By the way, he's a South African citizen, and that's the S in BRICS.
Yes, I agree. I hope that we're constantly in a cycle of what's the thing that Elon Musk is obsessed with. And no matter what it is, it makes our lives worse. But he just gets bored and moves on to the next thing. I wonder how long he's going to be interested in this before he moves on to, I don't know, making slingshots or something. I don't like some other stupid thing. He gets really into trains or whatever. Like, oh wait, I guess he already did that with the Hyperloop.
He's a citizen of 3 countries.
Yeah.
Including
I think
Canada.
all 3 countries can do better.
But that's the thing, is like he doesn't love you.
I just think that he has already conquered all of the challenges that Earth has to set before him. I think it is time for him to slap on his spacesuit, get in a pod, and head to the moon or Mars or the crushing gravity of Jupiter or whatever. I don't care. I don't want to deal. I honestly think that at this point I had to choose between him and Trump. I think I'd choose to stick with Trump at this point. Members make a difference here at TYT. You help make the show happen, and we see you in the chat with your loyalty badge. Click the join button to become a member today.